Hello, everyone. It is I once again. Um, so I finally mapped completely the Contour Shuttle Pro V2 to Reaper, and the mapping was more involved than the Shuttle Express from the same company, Contour Designs. So the Contour Shuttle Pro has 15 buttons and a jog wheel or a scrub wheel. And now we're looking at just some recording that I did on MIDI. And but if you go to the start menu and you click right here on Contour Shuttle configuration after you get this thing installed that comes with this shuttle device, you'll see this pop up. And these are the buttons, and this is the actual configuration that the buttons are in on the device. So this is what it looks like. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then the black ones are 14 and 15. So 14 and 15, for one thing, you have this global settings here, and you don't want to do that if you're using a specific program. You want to go to, like I'm using Reaper. We're going to go to Reaper, which is made by Kakos Incorporated. So we're going to go down here to Kakos Reaper. So there it is. Now I've already mapped this device. So button 1, computer response. Oh wow. Type keystroke. Button 1, I was going to make show hide MIDI editor for selected track. Show MIDI editor for selected track. Built inline MIDI editor. Effects. Item. Open built-in MIDI editor. Huh. Well, what's going on here? Button 2. Okay, button 2 does have something on it. Button 2, if you hit button 2 when you're in Reaper, it brings up the effects chain for the selected track. And right now I've got the buttons on the surface of the Launch Key 88, which is an Novation keyboard. There's a track left and right button. There's 2 buttons, track left and track right, and it enables me to select across these tracks. And if I've got 2 screens going on. One of them has the mixer on it, but if I drag the mixer back to this main window over here, if I select different tracks using the buttons on the top of the right here, track over or left and right, it enables me to select other tracks. And then when I hit this button number 2 on the contour, it brings up the effects chain window for that track. If I hit it a second time, it scrolls over. So that's kind of cool. And then then I've got a number 3 program to be the router pops up at the bottom, and then it toggles it on and off. Router on, router off, router on. And if you really want to route something, you drag it up, pull it up, and do whatever you need to do. But so router off, and then mixer toggle on and off. So I've got button 4 as mixer toggling on and off. But essentially, that's on a different window. Over here on the right, I'm going to put it on a different screen entirely. And I have 2 screens. One's got the project window, and then the other one on the right is just for the mixer and floating windows that are like effects and plugins and that sort of thing. So, other programs. I've got the NCH running on the other one. So let's keep on looking at the way these are assigned on this program. And you know, this will end up in your uh, programs that if you look in your start menu, this Contour Shuttle device configuration tool is just the software that comes with the Contour Shuttle Pro. I guess it's the driver. Um, so button 2, button 3, and 4 was the mixer. Button 5 I said is redo. So if I go into the software here and click on and then I hit undo. Oh man. All right, then it gets rid of the track that I played on keyboard. If I hit redo, uh-oh, there it is. So that was redo. And then redo again, and it brings my voice back louder. So that was one of the commands that I'd used in a chain of events that I'd done. So, all right, so that was number 5. Number 6 opens the inline MIDI editor. So if we have that track selected, we go down to this track, and then we hit number 6, it turns it into the inline MIDI editor. So that button number 6 brings up this inline MIDI editor. Pretty wild. Okay, so, and that's the same thing as E. You just hit E and it toggles, and goes away if you need it to. So that's the inline MIDI editor. And then button 7 I've got set up as split items. So we can use this cursor jog wheel to move to the middle of the item, and I'm actually jogging with the Contour Shuttle Pro right now. And then hit button 7 and it splits it. Now it's split, and if I take the mouse and I want to drag one of them away from the other one, it's split completely. We can snap them back together if we want, or we can make them overlap. And there you go. So then you can hit undo, undo, undo the split, and then or redo, which would be button number 5 for me, and make everything redone. But let's hit undo and go back to the way it was with no split. Alright, so now button number 8 is insert new track. And so if we hit button number 8, it puts another track in. There it is. So if I hit undo, it removes that track again. Pretty cool. Alright, and this is all programmed into this Shuttle Pro. Okay, so insert new track. Number 9, show hide all floating windows. So you can't really see them because they're over here on the other side, like any sort of plugins and stuff. So number 9 is show all floating windows. So it toggles them off and then back up. And I hit it again, they go away. If I hit it again, they come back up. Alright, so there's that. And I usually keep those on the other monitor. And these are very large 4K monitors. So there's a lot of surface area. Okay, so now button number 10. Button number 10 is kind of cool because you can add markers with these, and number 10 is this guy here. So I hit, there's a marker. See it up in red at the top, and then I can move it further along, and we can call that verse number 1, and then another marker, add another marker, and then we can go further along and then hit a marker again, and that's verse number 2 or whatever, chorus. But let's undo all these. So we're going to undo that, undo that, undo that. and then we can scroll back to the beginning using the jog wheel. And you know, this outer wheel is actually a lot faster than the jog, like scrubbing through it. Oh crap, sorry. Button number, let's see here, button number 11 inserts a time, a time signature tempo change. So if you hit button number 11, it puts it at the marker, and you can say tempo, however many beats per minute it is. And you can always do that at the very bottom of the screen at any point anyway. Here's the BPMs down here in the bottom at the center. And this is in the project window. And then position of, you know, on the grid, how many seconds in milliseconds. And then you can actually put in a time signature. You're going to check this check box and then put in whatever time signature you want right here. So that's just, I'm not going to mess with that. That's just an explanation. So number 12, this is kind of interesting. So number 12 I made into split or trim the left side of the item. And then number 13 I made trim right side of the item. So if you look at the configuration tool, this bottom left is 12 and this is bottom right is 13. So that's trim left and right edge of items. I'm going to drag this to the other screen. So if you look at this project over here, and I'm moving the cursor around, if we trim left edge of item, bam, that left edge, we could trim it off at a certain note or right on the beat at a certain point. Okay, and then over here, we're going to go to the far right and then hit trim right edge of item. Now that right edge is gone. Now we can hit undo, and then both edges are cut back. So pretty wild. And when we edit it, we trim those right and left edges, we can move it around, we can put it on a different track. It's pretty amazing what all you can do here. So number 14, which is the big black button just to the left of the jog wheel, and there's two big black buttons. One is on each side of the jog wheel. They're larger than the other buttons. And I've got number 14 programmed to be transport back to start. So if you hit it, it takes the cursor back to the start. Now, if I use the jog wheel and go right with it, then it goes back out into the project. But you can always go back to the start by hitting that. And then the last one, number 15, the one on the right, this is 14, this is 15. The one on the right here, I've got set up to be a specific command that doesn't have the command in the list with a hotkey by default. Here's a list of hotkeys that are default hotkeys in Reaper that I typed up that are the most useful, I thought, to assign to a controller. So this is it. Stop and delete all recorded media. It's actually end. The one that doesn't have one is stop, save all recorded media. And I've got that saved as the stop button on the Novation keyboard. But the one on the Contour Shuttle, the black button on the right, number 15, I've got set up to be stop and delete all recorded media. So if I were to bring the cursor out here, if I were to bring the cursor out past the recording and then just hit record and then record some keyboard for a second, then oh, that's saved. So that saved it. But if I were to, because I hit stop on the keyboard, but if I were to go out here further and then hit record again, and then hit stop and delete all, it removes that. It doesn't save it. So, we can. Uh, the point is that you have a stop that saves all of the most recently recorded take as the media item that you just recorded, or stop and delete that take without having to go into a prompt window that that needs an explanation as to what you're doing. So it makes things move faster. Anyway, and then I've got the controls for all the level faders 1 through 8 and the master for those tracks set up to adjust these mixer levels in Reaper, and that's all on this hardware on the surface of this Novation Launch Key 88. And other than the track left and right buttons and the arm track buttons that are under the faders, there's also a master fader for the master level. And that's all mapped, and other than that, that's it. But those were the most useful actions that I could think of to assign to these in Reaper. And I guess that's it. The jog wheel is also something. I think it's the wheel in the center you have to program to be move over 1 beat, move left 1 beat, move right by 1 beat. I think it's on here, move edit cursor back 1 beat, assignable to shuttle wheel. Move edit cursor forward 1 beat, assignable to shuttle wheel. So that's what you do with the shuttle wheel in the center, the big huge wheel, the one right here. And then the outer one, this black ring, is also a faster shuttle. It moves real fast. So you can actually, oh crap, what did I just do? Type keystroke right arrow. I didn't change anything. Okay, so this other shuttle wheel, you can actually move things real fast. And when you have the center wheel set up as move 1 beat and left and right, the outer wheel just automatically starts working the way it's supposed to. So, you have to use the utility, and it's always in your programs list here, contour. And that's it. This is what it looks like after you have it. But I'm going to have to program button 1. I'll just do this so it's an example to you guys. Button 1, type keystroke, show hide MIDI editor for selected track. We've got this right here in this list. Show hide MIDI editor for selected track. Open built-in MIDI editor. Item built-in open MIDI editor. Open built-in MIDI editor. So let's go to actions, show action list, item, open built-in MIDI editor. That's Control plus Alt plus. Okay. Control plus Alt plus. So let's bring this back up. Control plus Alt plus. There we go. Okay. Okay, it should work now. Let's put this over here. So if we have a track selected, let's select one. Let's go down here to the keyboard part we recorded. Now if we hit 1, oh, is it not going to do anything? Boy, it recorded my vocal for a second. If we hit 1, I don't see anything happening. It's okay. I'll figure it out. But that's it for this video, and that just gives you guys an idea of how to map this thing. Thank you very much. Great time. Have a great day. Bye.